I'd like to tell you what's happening in New Zealand. The country's Supreme Court has ruled that not allowing people over the age of 16 to vote is discriminatory. So now Parliament will have to debate lowering the voting age. New Zealand's Bill of Rights ensures that people above 16 are not discriminated against. They can work, drive and pay taxes. So for all intent and purposes, they are adults, except when it comes to voting. But now Parliament will have to debate this. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern made an announcement on Monday. Listen in.
On that basis, Cabinet has resolved to draft a piece of legislation with a proposal to lower the age of voting for 16 for the whole of Parliament to consider. If supported, it would not take effect for the next general election.
However, the court ruling is no guarantee that teenagers will be allowed to vote. Despite the support from the Prime Minister and her party, it may not happen. The country's centre-right National Party opposes the move. They make up a little more than 25% of the New Zealand House of Representatives. Ardern mentioned this after her announcement.
I personally support a decrease in the voting age, but it is not a matter simply for me or even the government. Any change in electoral law of this nature requires 75% of parliamentarians' support. That's why it's our view that this is an issue best placed to Parliament for everyone to have their say.
But it leads to the obvious question, why not lower the voting age? New Zealand will not be the first country to do so. The voting age is already 16 in Austria, Brazil and Cuba. And now let's closely look at the average 16-year-old of today. He or she cannot be compared to the 16-year-old from 30 years ago. If not smarter, then they are at least better informed. They are exposed to influences which previous generations never were. After all, this is the age of the internet. Information is available at one's fingertips. One can even say that vast amounts of disinformation exist too. But 18-year-olds and older people can also fall prey to that. Sometimes even more so. So how did 18 become the voting age? Is it not arbitrary? The age isn't even consistent for other legal procedures in New Zealand. 14-year-olds and older can be prosecuted for most crimes, but a person under 17 cannot be sent to prison except in the most dire of cases. Again, 14 and 17, not 18. So these discrepancies exist because of laws introduced over time. So my question again is, shouldn't our laws evolve with us? Shouldn't they take into consideration societal needs and changes? In a society where someone can be jailed as an adult and pays taxes like an adult, is it unreasonable to let them choose who governs them? How young is too young? Think about that. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.